Hey y'all. Alright, I think I got my light fixed, so maybe we can see a little better. Alright, let me make sure everything's up and running. Okay. Alright, so this portion we're going to be doing, we're going to do the terry bow, double ribbon bow, a stacked bow. Oh, we did the stacked bow, didn't we? Yes, we did. We'll pull some more out. All right. We could actually do another whole different stacked bow. Okay. Alrighty. Did y'all have a good dinner? Okay, good. Everything is working. All right. Awesome. Okay. So let's see. We're going to do a terry bow. We're going to do a stacked bow. We're going to do a, so like we did the 3 ribbon bow together, we're going to do one with 2. So let's see. All right. I want to do let's do, y'all want to do the terry bow first? Hello. Okay. So the great thing about the terry bow is that it's 5 different, generally, well really it is. It's 5 different, at least 5 different ribbons. And for a while, she only did them on the Pro Bow the hand. So I'm going to tell you how you can get the exact same look with the terry bow, whether you're using the Easy Bow Maker or whether you're using the Pro Bow. Hi. All right, so the terry bow is a bow with 5 different ribbons, okay? Let's put this over here for right now. Okay, so 5 different ribbons. There's no specification on the size of the ribbon or the length of the ribbon. It's the fact that there are 5 different ribbons. So keeping that in mind, we can use all different kinds. Hello. Okay. Get zoomed in just a little. All right. So when you are looking at, do I have my Easy Bow Maker and my Pro Bow? I don't know where it is. We'll use this as an example. Alright. This is an absolutely ridiculously large Pro Bow, okay? But this is what I want you to understand, okay? You do not need this in order to do this bow. Each one of these sections is approximately a 1/2 inch apart, okay? So when you're using the Pro Bow the hand, that's what you're getting. You're getting a 1/2 inch stacked bow, okay? We don't need to use that in order to get the same thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to use our Easy Bow Maker, but we're going to do the same premise, okay? Okay. So we'll start with a 4-inch ribbon. Isn't this gorgeous? Alright, so let's do 10-inch tail. So we're going to put it down just like normal. See how we put it sideways? We hold one side and we twist the other. So you see this side over here already looks like it should. It's the big normal side up. This side is on the underside or the ugly side. So what we have to do is we have to pull it across to get the pretty side up. Then when we get to the other side, we twist to bring that ugly side up again. Okay, we're going to go to the 7 again. Just like that. Pull it out, trim it off. I already had these ribbons out, so I thought let's just use them again. And they're so pretty. Right? How many of you use 4-inch ribbon? Do you use 4-inch ribbon? Does it make you nervous? Alright, so we did 7 inches. So to do the terry bow, we're going to come in 1/2 inch with each ribbon. Alright? So we'll start on our next one. So this one will be 6 1/2. So we do the same size tail. Okay, twisting in the middle. Okay, and then we're going to go about 1/2 inch smaller. So you can kind of move your bow maker and just hover. So you see how I'm in between the 6 and the 7? See when I hover? There. So don't be afraid to move your ribbons to get that back up. Sassy, why do you always go the wrong way? Sassy's here. Okay, so same thing on this side. Just gonna hover, make sure we're at about 6 1/2. You're also gonna be able to tell that it is a little bit shorter than the one before it. The 4-inch ribbon makes you nervous? Listen, it's just ribbon. It's just a larger size. Don't be afraid of it. It's just a larger ribbon, and that's all. Okay. So, 7, 6 1/2. Now we'll go to 6. Okay. And with the terry bow, you can do more than one loop if you want, but the trick is to do it. So if you're going to do 2 loops at this, I would stay the same size, same size, same size. Just progressively come in 1/2 inch. Okay, so now we want to be at 6 inches. Yep. Okay. There we go. And you can kind of look and see, yes, I am shorter. So I'm on track. Just like that. Listen, ribbon is just like anything else. Okay, don't let it intimidate you or make you nervous. It is just ribbon. So we have 3. Let's do our 4th. Okay, so now it needs to be 5 1/2 inches. Frankie, there's going to be so many, I don't even know what to tell you. All right, so about 1/2 inch. And y'all, don't look at the calculator until it is completely done and I can go through it with you. Okay? So don't stress about that. I think I recorded, how many did I record? 13? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yes, okay, so I recorded 13. And then when we came on earlier, we did 5. So that's 18. There's going to be a lot of different, I'm thinking probably upwards of 26 and more different bows. So a lot. Okay. Oh my gosh, how pretty is this? One more, and we're going to go shorter again. So we did 6, 5.5. Now we'll do 5. I think you get the idea. We'll come in with a different ribbon set. We'll do the same thing, but we'll do multiple ribbons, just so you can see how that looks. Using the same method. There we go. See how it's about ½ an inch shorter? And so remember, whenever you want to get the look that you get from Probo the hand, you're just going to come in ½ an inch. Yes, they will all be in the Kajabi library. So as we complete the lives, we will move them over. I'm probably going to edit them a little bit and then move them over. Well, we'll probably put them up there and then I'll come back and edit them. All right, so we just want to get it started. Pull it out. Now look, see there's our little indentation that we want to use. You see that? Very important to hold it. So look what happens if you don't hold it. You see how all of that ribbon begins to move with the zip tie? This is why you have to hold it. Hold one side, it's not going to hurt the bow. Kind of shimmy it, pull it around back, and just kind of check to make sure it's still in the indentation. That's one of the great things about the bow makers, is that they're going to give you that indentation, and then you can make sure that you're going to stay in the right spot. And that's going to keep your loops even. I know they're pretty, right? Okay, so run the zip tie, the pipe cleaner, run under the zip tie, and then pull this really tight. Okay, now we fluff it. Okay, so we're just gonna fluff each level, separate them, just like that. So do you remember the stacked bow that we did? It's very similar to that. It's just that we went down ½ an inch for each ribbon. And we'll go do this one again with different ribbons, and we'll do 2 in each size, 2 in each ribbon, so to speak. There we go. Look how pretty that is. Okay, let's get out the zip tie. Okay. See how pretty? Let's pull you up. There we go. Look how pretty that is. You see that? So you see how we pull some up, some down, and I kind of alternate. So I have the red up, the gold down, the red down, flipping it completely. And here's our tails. This is cascading tails. So it just depends on how you want your tails to look. But you can curl them or you can cascade them. Alright, so we're going to pull out some different ribbon and do another one, but we're going to do more than one loop per ribbon. That's still a terry bow, it's just that you have multiple of the same size. I do too. I love the red and gold and the black and gold and the silver, but I just like gold. I think that's what it is. I just like gold and silver. Alright, so let's see. Let's do... Oh, I see a bow I forgot to take a picture of. Let's do 1. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Let's see what else we got. I think it's important that you see the difference. Ooh, that's pretty. Look at that. Okay, so that's 4. We need one more. Hi, Sassy. No, I don't like that one. Do I still have my gold one in here? How about this? Okay. We got this one. All right. Okay. So remember what I said. You don't have to, first of all, you don't have to have a specific type or size of bow, right? You can have all 2.5. You could have all 1.5. You could have 4, 2, 3, 1. You can have 7/8 inch. You also don't have to go in a specific sequence. Okay? How are y'all liking the angle? Is that helping? All right. This one has little skates. It has silver in it. This is a great one for winter. So, let's start with this one on the bottom. This is our double-sided. Awesome. Okay, so let's do 12-inch tail. Okay. Twist. See how you're only twisting on that one side, the other side stays straight. Okay, so we'll start at, just like the last one, we're going to start at 7. So 7, 7. What's cool about this one is you will get little peaks of the inside of the ribbon. Awesome. Okay, and this is very thick ribbon. So what I want you to learn is don't be intimidated just because the ribbon is larger, it's thicker. You just have to take a little bit more time just because it is larger or thicker. You can see how thick this is. Can you see that? This is a thick ribbon. You just have to have a little bit more patience when it's thick. And it's totally okay to leave your bow stacked like this and not pull it apart to the end. Okay, let's see. Let's do... No, I don't want to do this one next. Let's do this one. No, let's do this one. All right, we're just going to go ahead and do this one. So we did 2 loops. Okay, now we're going to come in with our skates. And we're going to go down to 6.5 so we can kind of move things around and hover. There we go. So move it. We can hover. Okay. And then we got to flip one. So I think I want to flip this one. So let's flip that one. Okay. And we're going to do this twice. So we just match it to this one. Okay. Match this one. Okay. We're going to fix that tail. So cut it off. Flip this piece. So to flip it, and I want you to see why we're flipping it. This one is going in this direction. This one is going in this direction. What you do is you pick up the entire loop and you twist it. That is all you're doing. It's not complicated. You're just twisting the whole loop as one piece. Okay, and then let's cut this off about 14 inches. Okay, dovetail it. And you see why we're doing this? Because this is the way the skates look on this side. So to get them to look like that on this side, we have to trim it off and put it back in. Okay? And that's how you fix that. So now look, all of it's going in the same direction. Our tails are coming down in the same direction. So that's how it fixes it. All right, let's do this one next. Okay. You can also see I'm mixing textures, right? So this one is very stiff. It's double-sided. This one has glitter. This one is fuzzy. Totally okay. All right, so now we want to go to the 6-inch. Okay, so 6. Just kind of move them. Get to the 6. There we go. We do this twice. There we go. Okay, let's do this one. This one needs to be 5.5. Okay, so when it gets to be pretty difficult, I will just kind of eyeball it to move my ribbons. So I just kind of eyeball it on each side, and then I'll pull my ribbons up in the middle to see if they match. There we go. Pull this one out, trim it off. And then I'm going to end with this. Another texture, right? So this is a sheer, but it's very glittery. So also don't be intimidated by sheer ribbons. You can still use them. They just take a little bit more patience. And you kind of want to be careful where you put the sheer, just so it doesn't. Shears are really great on top because then you can see them. Okay, so we want to be smaller, so about 5 inches. About there. Hi.
Hello. I was about to yell at you.
You were about to yell at me?
Uh-huh.
What about?
Well, I had to go out to your car to get my soda.
Oh.
And I couldn't get back in, and I'm like, she said that the code was 4242, and I've been sitting here pushing 4242, 4242, 4242, over and over and over. No, I was pushing the wrong number.
Because you can't see because it's dark.
Dark.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. Okay.
I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'm going to have to yell at her then because she did give you the right code.
Alright, so we're going to slide our zip tie under here. Get it started. Pull it out. So look, there's where our indentation is. See that? There's where the indentation is on the other side. So hold it, slide it around, just like that. There we go. We got all our tails out front. Let's put our pipe cleaner.
People online are probably like, where the hell she find this crazy woman?
They know who you are. There we go. So we tighten it up really well. And then we start to separate.
What is that?
just like that. Then I'll separate the other side. This is especially good to do when you have really thick ribbons, to just kind of stop, separate it first. That's true. I can bleep that part out. Okay. There we go. Just like that. All right. So now I'm just going to take it, and so you can see how shoved up in here this is. Can you see that right there, how it's all folded over? This is why we break the bow. We want to pull it and twist it back and forth, and then I can get that piece out. You see that? If I try to do it without pulling it back and forth, I'm never going to get that piece out. So if I just try to go in here like this, and I'm just trying to pull it out, it's going to suck right back in. So you have to physically pull and break it, just like that. Okay? Just like that. See, and then you get a nice fluff. So if you're wondering why I pull my ribbons like I do, that's why. Okay. I'm going to go down one side completely. And then I'll switch to the other side. She's getting under bed. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. If you get on the couch, she's probably going to get right back up with you, though. All right, let's take the zip tie off. All right, now. This is also a terry bow. So I can pull out the tails, just like this. That one tail does not want to stay down.
There's always that one.
It just needs a little...
Needs a little more manhandling.
Look, yep, needs a little more manhandling. There we go. See how pretty that is? All right, now look, this is the terry bow with multiple ribbons. This is the terry bow with just one of each. You see the difference? It came up again, that tail. It's because this ribbon is so thick.
That's nice ribbon.
It really is. Can you see the difference? They're both the terry bow, but you can see just by changing little things, such as putting more than one loop, you're going to get a completely different look, even though it's exactly the same method. It's the same method. You're stacking going in a 1/2 inch and you're using 5 ribbons. So this is why it's really good to understand what the methods are, but to also realize that you can change them and you can make them your own. There's not a rule that says you have to do it a certain way. It's like baking a cake. It's a guideline. But if you want to add extra stuff in, you're allowed to. All right, I'm just curling up the tails. Okay. And then I'll show you again. There we go. So now I have the tails kind of curled up a little bit. Isn't that cute? All right. Hi, Belly. Okay, so let me pick some of this up before I trample over it. It is a bigger visual impact, it is. And that's the thing, right? So if you have a smaller project, you go with the smaller bow. And if you have a bigger project, you just add more onto it. And of course, the more you add, the more it's going to cost. So the more you would charge. Right? Yep. And at the end of this, you're going to get to see how much you need to charge. So, okay. Let's see, what are we doing next? We are doing, oh, the double ribbon bow. Okay. Let's put some of these up. I'm just getting them out so I don't trip over them. Because I end up with this big pile of ribbon down here at the bottom. Okay. Okay, let's do this next one once with 1.5 inch and once with 2.5 inch. I don't think we have done it with 2.5 inch. So let's do that. Okay. Okay, so we're going to use this ribbon that we did the 3 with. Okay, so this first one we're going to do with 2 1.5 inch. Okay, and then we're going to do it with 2 2.5 inch. All right, so just like before, you want to stack your ribbons one on top of the other. And you're going to pretend like it's one ribbon. Pretend like it's a double-sided ribbon, and you're just going to, my foot's pretty good. You're just going to, use your one ribbon. So let's do a 16-inch tail. Okay, we're twisting together, right? So both of these have the ugly side up, which this one is the same on both sides. Okay. All right, so we're going to do 7, 7. The only real rule with this one is to keep the 2 ribbons together. There's no rule that says you have to do a certain number of loops or that you have to do them at a certain size. You just want to keep your ribbons together. So we're just going to do 6.5. Okay. 6.5. 6.5. Okay. Let's do 6.5. That one got twisted. Okay, now let's go down to 5.5. We have a resident fly in here who's driving me a little bit batty. Okay, so 5.5. Okay. Five and a half. Let's make sure these are the same. Yep. Okay. And don't worry, all of these will be loaded onto the calculator, and we will, it'll have all the measurements that we use for each bow. Okay.
The calculator is awesome, y'all.
Yeah, it is. That's because I love spreadsheets and I'm a dork. Okay, so we're just going to pull it out. Trim it off. So you can see we made 2 really large bows with this one roll of ribbon. cleaned this up a minute ago, but it's getting full again. And I have to be careful because he told me, don't be coming back. I finally got my boot off. I don't want to go back.
Right.
So, all right, here we go.
Definitely don't want to go back.
No. Mm-mm. Right, so let's get several zip ties out so I don't have to keep grabbing them. And let's see. We have pink. All right. So we're going to run it underneath. Just get it started. Okay, pull it out. See, there's where our indention is, so we've got to slide it over, move it back. Yeah, she likes that little blanket. I don't get it. All right. So now we have it.
She's a diva.
If you wanted to keep the ribbons together and make a double, you would just go ahead and pull it out. There is something to be said about doing this because it has this pretty inside and the pretty outside. But if you don't, you just pull it apart. Okay, just like we did before. See the difference? I like pulling it apart because it just gives it's more volume, it's bigger, it's just pretty. Okay. Okay. Now we can fluff it. So same exact process every time we do it. If they want to stick together, just stop and pull them apart. Sometimes they will. That's okay. Just stop and pull them apart. I think I need to switch those. There we go. See how pretty that is? So that's with 2 ribbons. Okay. This is 1.5 inch. Okay. We can cascade our tails like that. Okay. Now, this is the 2 ribbons. Okay. This was the 3. So you can see a big difference. 2 ribbons, 3 ribbons. You see how it's just fuller? Of course, this one's going to use a lot more ribbon than this one. Stack them up here so I remember to take pictures. Okay. Now, let's do that same thing, and let's do 2.5 inch ribbon. So some of what we're doing is we're going through different bows and we're showing how you can do it differently just by changing some things or using different size ribbon. Okay. Don't do that. There we go. Trying to make sure I get it. There we go. Okay. All right. Let's see. What can I put with that ribbon? Do I have brown in here? I don't want to use that ribbon. Of course, you know I took all this ribbon out I was going to use, and here I am picking different things.
Of course.
I don't see one. Oh, wait. Here we go. Let's see if this one works. Well, it's kind of more black. I thought it was more brown, but it's kind of more black. This thing's falling through.
Yeah, I don't know what just ran away, but
I might not have something in here I can use. I might have to pick a different one.
yeah, maybe.
Ooh, wait. No, I don't like that together. Oh, I got one. Ha ha ha. Here we go. All right. I got it. I thought I had one in here. Okay. This time we're going to use 2.5. I'm on the floor. Y'all know I hate spools. Okay. Alright, so dovetail. Once again, we're going to act like it's one ribbon. Alright, so let's do 12-inch tail. And just like that. Now, let's start at 7. Okay. Then let's do 6. See how I just move it and then just kind of hover over it like that. Let's do 2 at 6. Okay. Just like that. All right, then we'll do 5. There. Let's do 2 of these. Okay, and then we'll do 1 at 4. Woo, excuse me. And then that'll be it. Okay. Okay. Turn that off. Okay. Then we'll grab our zip tie. Run it under one side. If you have trouble with this step, put your zip tie down first. Thank you. Okay, so I'm pull it out. Alright, so you can see where the indentation is on both sides. Hold it, move it around. You might have to move your zip tie to get it in place. Okay, let's get pipe cleaner. All right, this time let's use the fluff box. Y'all want to see the fluff box? I'm going to put 2 together. Just because if I'm going to use the fluff box, I need to have a little longer. Okay, so pull it tight. Alright, now we've got our tails here and here. Okay. This is a fluff box. It's just a heavy piece of wood with a little cup hook on it. Okay, can you see the cup hook right there? You see how it has that little hook there? And there's a nail right there. I have a handle on mine because I kept dropping it on my feet. So not something that you want to do. You take your, and we can go ahead and take our zip tie off. We're not going to need it for this process. Okay, you take your wires, you slip it under that cup hook, and then you twist it around that nail. And you see, it holds it in place. And then we can pull things apart. This can make it much easier. These are not difficult to make. You just need something heavy and to put those two things on it. That's all you need. Okay. There we go. Now let's go to the other side. You still, even with a fluff box, you still want to do one side and then the other. Until you've been doing this a while, it's a bad idea to go back and forth because you will get confused and you will get lost. So you don't want to do that because that can be very frustrating. Okay. See how I'm pulling it in opposite directions? Each time so that I don't end up with too many right next to each other. Alright, now I can go through the process of fluffing. I can still do my same normal fluff that I always do. I just do it on here instead of in my hand. So if you have trouble with your hands, this is a great thing to have. If you have a handy person that you know, call them up and say, hey, make me one of those. There we go. This is just MDF wood. There is nothing special about it. Okay. Whoops. All right, let's get the other side. Pull out my tails here. There we go. Alright, so then you just unhook it here. Okay, slide it out from there. Alright, hold on, I'm going to lift y'all up. Okay, now look. Look how pretty that is. Isn't that pretty? What I like is it's a good contrast between these two. Isn't that pretty? So this one is the 2.5 inch, 1.5 inch. You see the difference? Awesome. Yeah, you could even get at Home Depot and Lowe's, they have these. It's kind of similar to this, which this is a Lazy Susan, but they have wood that's very similar to this, and I bet you could put those on here and use this as your fluff box. So definitely something you could do. It's heavy. It's heavy enough. I think it would work. All right. Let's see. Okay, let's do. Don't feel like doing a funky bow? Let's do. Oh my gosh, I see things I've misspelled, y'all. Do you ever look at something and think, really? Why did I do that? Why did I spell that?
Actually.
You don't? No, because you like. Yeah.
Oh, I do quite often.
Oh, you do?
Oh, yes.
Oh, I can't spell.
Of course, most of the time it's, did I really just say that?
Yeah. Okay. Let's do.
It's a work in progress.
Let's do a funky bow. Everyone's a work in progress, right?
Well, you know, trying to get better at not just saying whatever comes to mind.
Oh, yeah.
That's,
Gotcha.
you know,
Okay, so the funky bow.
trying to learn to play the politics.
So let's do a funky bow by hand, and then we'll do one with the bow maker. Can I make a bow in the shape of a ball? I did actually earlier. One of the recording ones is called a pom-pom bow. And it's pretty much in the shape of a ball. Okay. I'm sure that's not what you were getting at, but you know. Alright, let's do that. Let's do one of our sparklies. Where's our sparkly? There it is. Our sparkly. Ooh, we could do this. What else we got? Y'all, I promise I took out ribbons to use, but then I guess I decided I really wanted to do something else. Don't ask me why, yeah. Okay, here we go. Alright, so the funky bow was created by Julie Samaco. And it's kind of, it's like kind of like a stacking bow, but you're doing individual bows, okay, individual loops. All right. So what you do is you can cut pieces. So like, let's say 28 inch. Okay. Dovetail both sides like this. And then you basically pick your loop size. Okay, like that. Let's see, how big is that? Let's make that bigger. Let's do 6 inch. Okay, so 6 inch loop. One of these tails you have to flip up. Okay, so there's your tails. I'm gonna put it in my hand. I'm gonna put it in my little thing while I cut the rest of these. Let's go ahead and cut them all. Okay. So I usually do 2 of each ribbon when I do this bow. Okay, 1, 2. Let's do another one of these. There we go. You can go ahead and dovetail them. This is just like the prep work. You did. Awesome. I hope you love them. Okay. So, 28. Isn't this pretty? I love that. I know, it's pretty, right? And look at the other side. It's red and black. This ribbon is so pretty. It's stiff. I won't lie. It's a stiff ribbon, but it's so pretty. Okay. Just kind of stack them on top of each other like this. Let's do these two. And I think that'll be enough. I'm hoping I can get all these in my hand. Okay. All right. Now, we've got our one. Okay. This is double-sided ribbon. I mean, I love stiff ribbon too, but this is double-sided and it's really, 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 really thick. What's wrong? What did you not get? Okay, so twist that ribbon. Okay. So we got this one. Let's pick up another one. Okay, so the biggest thing is get the loop size right. And you're gonna put it on the other side. Do you see that? And then put one ribbon on one side, one tail on one side, one tail on the other side, like this. You see that? Don't worry too much about the tails until we get to the end. Okay. I forgot to dovetail these, but that's okay. The biggest thing is that you want to alternate your loops, okay? So that you're going to have loops on either side. I do go ahead and twist that one ribbon. Just going to make it a little bit easier for later. There's no certain order that this has to go in. It can go in whatever order you want. Whoops, let's do this one. And then we'll do that one. Okay. Okay. See how we're doing so far? Okay. Whoops, I forgot to put these in. It is better to have your loop sizes be consistent. Doesn't matter about your tails. So I'll just measure them out, make sure that loop size is correct. And I also want to make sure that I have the loops on the opposite side. Glitter makes the world less bitter. That's awesome. Okay. So now we've got all of our ribbon together. We'll take our zip tie. What you can do is run it under your finger and around your thumb like this, so that your finger and your thumb are kind of holding it. Makes it a little bit easier to grab it. Now this one really has an indentation because it was in my hand, so you can see the shape of my hand there. Okay, so let's ride it around the back. Get our zip tie in here. Oh, don't worry, I'll write them all down. No worries. Okay, pull it tight. Now, this one can be quite the booger to fluff. So remember, always have something like this that you can use. Let's take this off. We just don't need this. If we use the fluff box, we don't need the zip tie. One of the reasons I leave the zip tie on is so I have something that is strong to hold on to. Okay. Yeah. I know, can you believe I found my fluff box? I had to repair it. But I got it. Alright, so slide under the hook and tie around the nail. Right, now, this will help because we can pull our tails on either side. That'll help us. I think that's one of the difficult parts with this bow. And we can go ahead, trim pieces we missed. For these, I tend to cut them at an angle. See how you can kind of stop it and get those tails going. That fly is making me nuts.
Yeah, it's kind of annoying.
Right? Look how pretty this is. And these little tails can really be very helpful. They make it look larger. They really fluff it out. Isn't that pretty? That's quite a pretty bow, isn't it? I thought we'd not keep knocking the camera. I saw one that needs to be dovetailed right here. It can be a bear to fluff, but I think having something like the fluff box really makes kind of a big difference. There, look how pretty that is. here's where we take it off. Okay, slide it out. Then all I'll do is just kind of put my hand in and fluff any pieces that look like they need a little fluffies. But what I like is you have the same ribbon, but they're in all different patterns, and so it kind of moves your eye around and kind of captures it. This one kind of looks like a ball, right? Isn't that pretty? Okay. Now we're going to do it with the bow maker. Okay. All right, for this, let's zoom in for this. Yeah, it is pretty. I don't think I have enough to do. Well, I have enough to do another, at least one. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to be cleaning up this desk for a while. So 28 inches. Let's see if we can get another. Yeah, we can. Aha! Look at that. We'll be able to use it again. 28. Okay. Okay, and then we'll just dovetail. So, you know, the reason we do this is to keep it looking, to make it look finished, right? It gives it that little extra detail, that little bit that tells you that that bow was finished off. Oh, yeah. The thing about fluffing is you can forever fluff. You have to pick a point and just stop. Are you feeling more in the mood now? Now that bubbles came back? You have to tell them where your bubbles appeared. Well, you might have to tell them what bubbles is. Okay, there's one. Okay. There's two. Okay. Right. I'm just going to get them all cut, and then we will put it together. I'm just going to cheat and do these two together. Okay, so 28 inches. What I like about this is if you have ribbon scraps, you can use them in your funky bow. Okay. Okay. But you can see we've gotten quite a few bows out of these ribbons. Because even though we're using these really gorgeous ribbons, we're only using pieces of them in the bows. Hi, Dad. You want to come sit?
I'm going to come and sit.
Come and sit.
Nothing else to do. I finished my job.
You finished your job. That's good.
That was good.
Okay. Alrighty.
Quite good as you are.
Okay. Now we will put it together in the bow maker. So it's going to be the same process. Alright, we put our two tails together. We find the measurement that we want. We want a 6-inch loop. Okay. This time we'll twist that tail. Okay. Let's go ahead and put our zip tie on the bottom. Okay, there we go. Alright. We go the opposite direction. Make sure we get a 6-inch loop. One reason I do like to use the bow maker is because I can make sure Dad does not take a day off. He does not. I can make sure my loops are the same. That makes it a little easier. Okay, 6-inch. And I am going ahead and turning that one ribbon. Just a little bit easier to do it now than it is to do it later. There we go. I'm not so worried about this one. It's the same on both sides. Okay, flip that one. We're going to make it pretty similar to the other one. There we go. Yeah, I know, we're both workaholics. Gee, I wonder where I get it from. You're over there laughing because you know where I get it from. I get it from you.
You have energy. There's nothing wrong with that.
He says it's that we have energy. I guess that's true. You do have to have energy to work a lot. Let's put this one on. Nope, we can't put this one on yet. Let's put this one on. Okay. Okay, now we can put this one on. That. That.
Keep going with the next one.
No, she's got to work.
October.
But Cece's gonna come. Maybe you can come see us before Cece goes back. She's going back. She's coming Tuesday, and she's going back Sunday. All right, so we got them all in. Now we can find our little zip tie.
Yeah, sometimes.
Sometimes.
Get that started.
Sometimes.
Pull it out. I don't think that little one's gonna do it for us.
Quiet down while it's just there and everything.
She got a big promotion, Dad.
It has quite.
I did or you did?
No, Cheryl did.
Did she really?
Okay, there's your indention. Can you see it? She did. She's the big boss
The big boss.
in her division, yeah.
Sometimes that's not the best thing to have.
Well, it is. Then you don't have to argue with anybody.
Well, I would say that.
Oh.
You haven't met my employees.
Well,
I had them in industry.
I get it. There we go. All right.
Get rid of an industry.
Let's pull it real
They're
tight.
easier to fire in industry.
No.
This is true.
You have to have
Okay.
2 more
Let's use our fluff box again.
things you caught it.
In my job, you practically have to have an act of Congress.
That's what it was with Procter and Gamble.
There we go. Okay, so start at the bottom. Pull our tails out.
We had a couple of them.
Fluff our little loops up.
Had that struck out in horizontal.
That's
Well, aren't you glad you don't have to do that anymore? There you go. There we go. That one around. There we go.
the good thing about my job here versus Arizona. No more trips overseas.
Woo, that's the truth. That's terrible.
I don't want to go.
No, that's not safe or smart. There we go. There we go. Very pretty. All right, let's get this off. Just gonna kind of
I manage
fluff up a few pieces.
Boy. Never been there.
You haven't lost anything over there. You're not missing anything. It's a big old sandbox.
Okay. Whoops. Oh, come on, thing.
I
hate it when it does that.
In that country that they could, upgrade their infrastructure and do something nice, but
See?
Most of them are cooking.
yeah.
This one was a bow maker. This one
They're there
was
working.
by hand. So you can see they're the same.
They are.
So whatever is easier for you, buy lots of snowflake ribbon. Oh yes, this stuff. I know. Well, I mean, I really wasn't able to get much. That's why you didn't see much. Hopefully next year the supplies are going to be better than they were this year. I mean, they were better than last year, but still not great. So, or a lot of things came
Are
in
most
late.
of them still arriving soon?
Yeah, most of them are still arriving soon. I don't know what I do with my little thingy.
We were driving down to, it was, what, last year? Like September last year.
It was. We were
We
coming
driving
back
down to
from,
Sims, and it's all
yeah, we were
full
coming back
drive,
from the
3.5
Sim show, and
hours.
we were planning out the retreat, and we were trying to order stuff, and it was like, coming
3.5
soon,
hours
coming
on our
soon,
phone.
coming soon. All right, so let's see.
That dried in nuts.
We're gonna do,
So frustrating.
oh, let's do the hobo. So the hobo is similar to the funky bow.
Can't be entertained while I drove.
Uh-oh, she's getting tired, y'all. You hear that yawn?
I am.
Okay, so the hobo, we're going to do a little bit smaller. So, let's see, 24 inch. And we can do 2.
It's my bedtime.
Is it your bedtime?
Well, I'm usually
You usually what?
Curling up with my iPad or my phone and
Yeah.
scratching a cat's belly or something. Relaxing.
Get 2 of these.
Because, heaven forbid, Gracie doesn't get her cuddles.
Oh, yeah, that would be bad.
That cat and that dog, they crack me up.
So we could do black and white, red and black. Let's see what we got for red and black. What is this? Lord, I have bows everywhere. I don't see red and black that I like. No, that's green and red. We may have to just do red. I really need to bring the rest of my ribbon in here. Oh, we could do red and white plaid. Let's do that. Okay, 24. Let's do black. Okay, 4. 24. And then we'll do this black and white. I know that gold's pretty, isn't it? I need to get more of the glitter stuff next year too. I hardly got any of that. I had to buy a few sets just to get some. Okay. I think I put my, there it is. If I can get it in there. Okay. Now, this bow is similar to the funky bow, but not. That made a lot of sense, didn't it? Sorry.
Just like it, but different.
Yeah, it's the same, but different. Okay.
Makes
This
total
time,
sense.
what we're going to do is we're going to do our loop, okay? We want a 6-inch loop. So what you can do is measure out 13 inches. That's where it needs to go because you need to have an inch to pinch it. All right, and you're going to have 1 tail. Now with this, you can do similar to the funky bow, or you can do it differently. And plain white, okay. You can put them all together like this. And I think, why don't we do that way tomorrow? Let's do this way today. Because we've got lots of time to go through different bows. Okay. So I'm just going to put them like this. 1 here, 1 here. You're just doing 1 loop with a tail. There we go. Very important that there's at least an inch so that you can get it tied in. And you're alternating just like you did before. So the difference here, the difference with the funky bow and the hobo is there's only 1 tail. So that's the difference. There we go. Getting tired, Dad? Yeah, it's past your bedtime.
No, not yet.
It's pretty close.
10 o'clock I turn it into a pumpkin.
There we go. Alright, so that's the hobo. Alright, let's get this one. Yeah, Susan has a show this weekend. Is that Susan? Yeah, okay. Now we just gotta get it started. Here, let's do it this way. It's easier for me if I can kind of run it around the back so I can hold it. There we go. There. The most important thing with this one is to make sure that you're going across where your pieces are. Okay. Susan's on. Skelly.
Well, there's Max and then there's Susan.
I know. Okay. Pull it tight. Yeah, she's gonna do great. Alright, so now we just have to move everything around. Get our bow fluffed. So I'm gonna put these tails on this side. I'm gonna open y'all up a little. And these on this side. So we'll put one on one side, one on the other side. So this is like the other bow, except you only have one tail. So that's the big difference. Let's see. It's pretty as well. Very similar technique, totally different look. There we go. There we go. See? I don't know if I really like that red and white in there, but the bow's pretty. No, it really needs red and black. When we do the other way tomorrow, I think we'll do red and black. Okay. Curl out your tails to give it that round look. There we go. That's the hobo. All right, y'all. I think we're good for today. Pull you up. All right.
I like that one.
So there's that one. See, now look how different it is just by doing only one tail. You see? It's still pretty, it's still round. It just has one tail instead of two. Awesome! Alright, so tomorrow we're doing 11 to 12:30, 2 to 4, and 7 to 9. And now we'll have time probably between 2 and 4 and between 7 and 9 for questions. So if you see questions or you have questions, if you try any of these and then you need to get some answers, then make sure you join tomorrow so that we can go through that. We will also do something on Sunday because we're going to be going through the price calculator. Oh, I hit 10,000 steps. We're going to go through the price calculator. Yes, Sunday is good for you, Susan. And Susan has one thing she's going to show you, which I asked her to show because it's her new favorite thing and she's very good at it. So, all right, y'all. So I will see you guys tomorrow. And make sure you go check out the videos that were already recorded that are in Kajabi. So, in the library. It's like H-O-B-O, Hobo. I know, I don't know why it's called that, but it is. So, maybe we should come up with a new name for it. It's kind of a funny name. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Y'all have a great night, okay? Bye, y'all.